I'm going to show you how to install our newest leg design, which is this hybrid leg slash base. And we're specifically going to install it on an Ikea Kallax bookshelf. Now, this design, and this is our white oak version, is going to come with all the hardware you need, a driver bit, everything you need for installation, except a drill bit. You'll need that. And these bases, while they can be installed on anything, these are solid white oak, great little item. They were designed specifically lengthwise for the depth of an Ikea Kallax. So all the Kallax models are the same depth, no matter how wide and tall yours is. The depth will be the same, and this will work. The one stipulation is these need to be installed, and I've already got a set on this one, with the Kallax in this orientation, what I call the horizontal orientation, which means the end panel runs all the way bottom to top, and you see the bolts on the side. In this orientation, they will screw in just fine. You cannot screw the legs into this side of the panel if you wanted to flip this up vertically. That's not going to work. So let's get started, and I'll show you how to put these on. Okay, I've got the Kallax flipped upside down, and these bases are super easy to install. You're going to install them using the screws that came with the base. We also supply the driver bit for those screws. The one thing you're going to need to provide is the drill bit to pre-drill the hole locations. I'm going to recommend a 3/32 diameter drill bit for those holes. I've got my base centered on the Kallax. Also, just a reminder, we can only install on the end of one of these panels. We can't install on the side that has the exposed bolts. That's not going to work. So this end only, which I call the horizontal position. And then keep in mind, we've just got a 3/4 inch thick piece of particle board running on the inside of this panel at the end of the panel, which is plenty to screw into with a wood screw. It's going to give you a good connection as long as we don't over tighten and strip out the threads in that wood. So we're going to put those in and just snug them up. That's all we need. So let's get started by drilling the holes. So my particular Kallax is 4 cubes wide. I actually use mine as a packaging station to ship out my online orders, so it takes a bit of abuse. I've always just kept one center support directly under the center partition panel. And what makes this new kit so easy to install is when it comes to these center supports. Instead of having a leg that we have to screw on to the bottom panel, which is a little tricky, instead we've gone to these freestanding center supports. So we can take our center support and we can simply slide it in anywhere we like underneath the Kallax. Now I would push that more back towards the center of the panel, but you get the idea. Now that fit nice and snug. And the reason is I'm making these just a little bit taller than the base pieces, because if you'll notice on your Kallax, both top and bottom, the panels don't install flush with one another. So that center support piece is going to have to be a little bit taller just to be the same height as your base pieces. So I've made up that height a little bit with your center support. However, you're going to run into scenarios where your floor is not perfectly flat, and so your support may not slide in and be snug like that. That's not a problem. I'm including with your center support legs a couple different sizes or thicknesses of felt pads. And so if you have a little bit of a dip in the middle where your center support is going to sit, choose a thickness of felt pad. They're peel and stick. Stick them on to the leg, top, bottom, it doesn't matter. Slide it in and get a nice snug fit. In the scenario where you have a hump in your floor in the center, well, then your support leg's not going to slide under at all. It's going to be too tall. But that's no problem either. You'll just choose one of the sizes of felt pads, and you'll just put them underneath the legs on one end of your Kallax just to raise it up a little bit and let that center support slide in. Either way, super easy to install, and that's really it. 3 screws on each end, slide in your center support, and your Kallax is ready to use.